Look, it's fairly obvious you're pretty clueless on offense in Madden 26. Throwing passes to other team, eating huge sacks to the face. You're just not that good on offense. But don't worry, because I just helped this player completely transform his offense in Madden 26, and I can do the same for you so long as you follow the 4 tips I'm breaking down in this video. Let's jump right into it. The first mistake you're probably making is you're not in the right offensive playbook that fits your play style. Let me help you out. Alright, so look, clearly I can't break down exactly what playbook is going to work for you in this video, but if you want that, you can join my one-on-one coaching platform. Link's going to be down below in the pinned comment and in the description, and when we get on a coaching call and kind of break everything down specifically for you. But just in general, what's good in this game, okay? Trips tight ends, always good. Again, I'm in the Steelers playbook right here, tight doubles. I'm really liking the Steelers playbook. I actually didn't even do a game plan on this. One of my buddies, Swole, did an offensive game plan on it, and he's, transformed my offense here. And so I just really like the Steelers playbook right now, okay? So you have, obviously, the Bunch X Nasty meta, all the best plays. Bunch X Nasty is in a ton of different formations, okay? You're going to come into motion cross post. I'll have the playbooks on the screen that this specific play is found in, but this is the best play in this game, dude, okay? It doesn't really matter what defense they call, because all you're going to do is put X or DK Metcalf here on a shriek. I believe they're going to be in cover 3 right here, and we are going to just take the snap. Okay, boom. Tavon Austin or B comes in motion, comes around, and now boom, we're going to throw that pass there on the sideline, pass lead the ball towards the sideline using the left stick and aiming it away from the defender, okay? If we go ahead and put them in cover 1. Man coverage is probably when this play, honestly, is the best. Against man coverage, I'd probably just put B on a shriek and snap the ball, because you're going to see the crab route, man, okay? The crab route, the crab route, the crab route. I've talked about this in plenty of YouTube shorts, plenty of YouTube videos, but this really is the glitch route, okay? This is a route that is super hard to guard, okay? You're gonna see it. It basically gets like a speed burst as he continues running across the field. You see how I just do a flat route, pretty much behind the line of scrimmage, and turned it into 10 yards, and that's gonna happen very consistently for you, okay? And so obviously we know that this play beats cover 2, but again, this is all about finding the right offensive playbook for you. If you're more of a run-based player, obviously, the Steelers offense has, some pretty good runs. You can come into cluster, run the ball. You can come into a formation like wing slot offset, run the ball. Actually, you ran this offense in Madden 24 and, did pretty well with it that year, but the same thing's going to apply for you, okay? You just have to pretty much find an offense that's going to work for you. A lot of RPOs is probably going to be pretty useful. Auto motion is pretty useful. Throwing wheel routes, throwing bombs, tight doubles is a really good offense, okay? So for me, I think the Steelers offense is a really good offense to run. But for you, you're just going to have to find an offense that actually has good RPOs, can punch the ball in the red zone. You're not going to be super one-dimensional, and you're obviously just comfortable in it. So, just find an offense that works for you. All right, the second mistake you're probably making on offense is you're not actually reading defenses. Let me show you. All right, so the best way I like to read defense is using today's video sponsor, Rush MVP. Rush MVP is an AI-powered strategy app that makes reading a defense so easy. All you have to do, come onto your phone, download the Rush MVP app, okay? Connect your Twitch, just type in your Twitch, and it's going to go through and basically watch your gameplay for you, okay? Then all you're gonna have to do is press the scan coverage button on your phone, and then you're going to get a list of what coverage it most likely is, and then some possible coverage disguises. And BLT, why is this so popular? Because I'm looking at it right now. It's telling me that they're gonna be in cover 3, okay? And my favorite part is the suggested route combinations button, right? If you know that you're playing against a cover 3, all you have to do pretty much now is call a flood concept. This makes this so easy, and it takes about 5 seconds to generate, which is plenty of time. You have 30 seconds on the play clock, 40 in other modes, but boom, this is a great route combination in cover 3. So all we're gonna do is step up in the pocket, and now you're gonna be able to see wide open pass there on the sideline because we're using a flood concept. against cover 3. And why is rush MVP so useful? I mean, obviously, you know, we switched into a cover 1 and rush MVP is going to tell me that they're going to be in a cover 1. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between like cover 2 and cover 4, for example, right? And so having an app that's going to tell you that just makes it so much more effortless for you when you're on offense. Boom, I know they're in man, so I can just call, you know, a bench type of route combination where we're going to have 4 man being routes on the field. And now we're essentially guaranteeing ourselves an easy pickup down the field, okay? I would have never been able to, you know, teach this game to, you know, millions. I would have never been able to beat some of the top pro players, competitive players in the world if I never mastered reading a defense, okay? And Rush MVP makes reading a defense so easy, so that's why you need to check it out and fix that part of your passing attack. And before I break down the third fix to your offense, I want to remind you that the last tip that I have in this video is absolutely insane. It's a brand new trick that just got added to the game and you're not going to want to miss it. All right, so that third trick is you need to be able to actually block, okay? It sounds so simple, so cliche, but there's a couple of nuances here that you need to pick up on or you're just going to be eating sacks in the face. All right, and so that pass protection adjustment that I'm talking about, you're just going to press your right stick in or R3 on PlayStation and you're going to come down to auto pass protection. I wouldn't touch any of these other adjustments if you wanted to put your tempo on, you know, no huddle or whatever, but really what I'm talking about, auto pass protection on base, okay? Base is really the way to go. Why is this the case? We're going to also talk about another pass protection that's pretty good, but base, okay? The reason why base is so good, if you go back earlier in the video and actually watch a certain play or one of the plays, you're going to see that this play bench has a default pass protection that's given to us by EA, okay? So really that default pass protection would be half sliding that they're going to give you. They're going to want your offensive line to half slide to the left right here. But the problem is, what if they just overload one side? You can see how their whole team is showing pressure over here on the right, okay? If they decide to blitz all of these guys on the right and only blitz one guy on the left, dude, we're going to be absolutely destroyed because it's the only guys who can get over and block on the right side or the center and the right guard and the right tackle. 2 of my offensive linemen can't even make it over there. So that's why this is a problem. You cannot sit up here and let's just see what happens, right? They're going to blitz off of that side and 3, this is what I'm talking about. Perfect example. 3 guys came in free right there because you're half sliding in the wrong direction and they're just going to blitz you off the other side. So you can see what I'm talking about. Only my center, and my center is actually stupid, and they double team right here. They double team when 3 guys are coming in free off the edge. And you're going to say, BLT, block the halfback. No, there's 3 guys coming in free. That dude can only block 1. Like, this is why you cannot let EA give you pass protection, okay? You have to put it on base. Okay, boom, you can see how the left tackle, left guard, they're not blocking anyone, okay? This is critical. So, now we have our base blocking. And the reason why you want to use base is because you want your offensive line to come out in base blocking. You don't want to have to make that adjustment. If you leave the other pass protection adjustment on, the default one, you could still put your line in base blocking by pressing LB and then left stick down. But that's an extra adjustment. Who wants to make that? Just leave them in base, okay? And now you're going to see they're going to overload blitz us right here. So they're still going to send all these guys, but 3 guys aren't going to be coming in the backfield. They're blitzing 6 against 5. So realistically, one of these guys should come in free, but 1 is better than 3. Okay, boom, we're going to take this snap. You can see how, yes, 1 guy is going to come in free and the rush is going to be a lot more delayed, okay? That's manageable. I could have gotten rid of the ball sooner. I could have blocked my running back in that case. I could have done a lot of different things to counter that blitz. But that first one where 3 dudes are screaming immediately, no, there's nothing that you can do with that. And that's the perfect example of why you need to make sure you have auto pass protection on base. All right, so like I promised, the last tip I'm going to be breaking down in this video is the best, okay? A couple of weeks ago, EA updated Madden 26, and they removed our ability to hot route RPOs to be flat routes instead of bubbles. Well, now there's a new way that we discovered to do that. Let me show you. All right, so we're talking about hot routing on RPOs here, and actually had to come into a real game because you can't do this in practice mode. But okay, so you used to be able to come into gun bunch tight end right here, and you used to be able to put Justin Jefferson right here on a flat route. and I'm gonna show you why that's way better than this bubble, okay? The bubble's still cool, right? So you're able to pick up some yards if they play bad RPO defense, right? So I'm not saying that it's the end of the world that you can't put your receivers on flat routes, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put him on a flat route right here. All right, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and I want you to see why this is way better, okay? So I just audible to the RPO alert bubble, and now I'm gonna be able to put Jordan Addison on his flat, right, okay? So you can see how Addison's gonna run his flat, and this is way better, and he just dropped the ball, but this is way better than a bubble, okay? For a couple of reasons. Against man coverage is the main, way and reason why it's better, okay? So we're gonna do it again, and this time I'm gonna show you how to do it, okay? So you're going to immediately audible to the play, so the RPO here. Then you need to open the hot routes menu very quickly by pressing Y. So you're gonna audible to RPO alert bubble, then you're gonna press Y or triangle to open up this menu where you can hot route your receivers, and then they're gonna move the formation over, and then you're gonna press B, and now I'm gonna be able to put Addison on really whatever route I wanted, but the flat route is the best, okay? The real reason why this is the best is because just like that, you're able to have great stick, and he's gonna break out to the flat immediately now, okay? It's gonna be instant. There's gonna be no bubble where he's coming back behind the line of scrimmage. He's running out there immediately, boom, we catch the ball, then I just wait for Justin Jefferson to get that block, just have some good stick, and now I'm able to turn that into a 40-yard gain down the field. I never would have been able to pick up that many yards if I would have just left the bubble, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and go through it again right here. Obviously, it's going to work a lot of the time, but you're gonna open that menu by pressing Y here, and then this time it's gonna be the X receiver, so Justin Jefferson. I'm gonna open it, and you can see how if I wanted to, I could just put him on a streak, snap the ball, and then if I wanted to throw that route, right, score a touchdown on it, but you get an illegal man downfield. So you can call any route, but I just like using the flat route because it's the most consistent way to actually go about it. So moral of the story, that's how you can start putting your receivers back on those bubbles, just like we used to do before the patch, or really prevent them from using those bubbles. And you can actually pick up big gains by utilizing those RPO flats. That's how you do it and why it's so good. All right, so now your offense has just gotten an instant upgrade in Madden 26, but if you want the same thing for your defense, click this video right here where I break down the same format for defense. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.